Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's dissect anatomy. Today in the head and neck series, we are going to discuss a very important long question, that is parotid gland. So without any delay, let's get started. First of all, which region is called parotid region? The parotid region is the area around the ear bounded anteriorly by anterior border of masseter, above by zygomatic arch, posteriorly by mastoid process, and below by line joining the angle of the mandible with the mastoid process. So situated just over here, you can see from the picture. The main features of this area are masseter muscle and parotid gland. Right now in today's topic we are going to discuss the parotid gland. So parotid gland, the name parotid is derived from para means around and otic means ear. So it is the largest of all three salivary glands and is composed almost entirely of serous alveoli. Mainly वो serous alveoli से बना हुआ है, तो it is also known as the serous salivary gland. It is lobulated, yellowish brown in color, and its weight is about 15 to 25 gram. First of all, the location where it is situated, here you can see from the picture, it is located subcutaneously below and in front of external auditory meatus between this masseter muscle and sternocleidomastoid muscle. Masseter की ऊपर ramus of mandible होगा, just over here. So it is situated in between them. This is the parotid gland. It is weight shaped when viewed from outside with the base above and apex below behind the angle of the mandible. So आप picture में से देख सकते हो, it is weight shaped, उसका base ऊपर है, apex नीचे है. So this is the parotid gland. Here is the diagram which shows the location of the parotid gland. It is behind the ramus of the mandible and in front of the sternocleidomastoid muscle. Now the capsules of the gland. So parotid gland is enclosed in two capsules. The inner one is made up of connective tissue, while the outer one, it is the dense fibrous capsule which is derived from the investing layer of deep cervical fascia. So in that video of investing layer, I have shown you the rule of 2 for its vertical and horizontal tracings. So in vertical tracings, it encloses the two glands. One is parotid and another is submandibular. So the deep cervical fascia, which extends upward, reaches the lower border of parotid gland, where it splits into two parts like this. नीचे से आएगा investing layer ऐसे करके, फिर lower border of parotid gland पे वो ऐसे split हो जाएगा. One covers the superficial surface and one covers the deep surface of the gland. Here you can see from the picture, this is the superficial layer and this is the deep layer. The superficial layer is thick and strong and it gets attached to the zygomatic arch, and deep layer is thin and it gets attached to the tympanic plate of the temporal bone. Okay, so here you can see a small portion of deep layer extending from the styloid process to the angle of the mandible, which is called stylomandibular ligament, which separates the parotid gland from the submandibular gland. So here you can see this is the extension between styloid process and mandible, angle of mandible. So the name of that ligament is stylomandibular ligament, and the function of this ligament is to separate the parotid gland from the submandibular gland. The processes of the gland, so total 5 processes or extensions are there. Here you can see this is the glenoid process, this is the accessory process, facial process, and in the lower part you can see in the anterior side, this one is the pterygoid process and this is the carotid process. Okay, so these are the 5 processes of the gland. Now the external features. The gland resembles a 3-sided pyramid with apex directed downward. Before explaining this, I'll show you how it looks. Gland कैसे होता है आप देख लो पहले. ट्राइंगुलर पिरामिड लाइक ग्लैंड है तो उसको 3 सरफेसिस है, 3 बॉर्डर्स है, एक बेस है और एक एपेक्स है. पिरामिड में जैसे होता है सेम वैसे ही, बट ये उल्टा पिरामिड है. तो देखो ये बाहर का जो पार्ट है, दिस इज द लेटरल और सुपरफिशियल सरफेस जो आपको बाहर से दिख रहा है, दिस वन. फिर ऐसे एक अंदर की तरफ जाता है, दिस इज द एंटेरो मीडियल सरफेस. एंटीरियरली है बट मीडियली जा रहा है, दिस इज द एंटेरो मीडियल सरफेस. और सेम वे पीछे से ऐसे एक और सरफेस बनता है, दिस इज पोस्ट्रोमीडियल सरफेस. तो लाइक दिस, 1 surface, 2 surface and 3, 1 2 3. ओके, तो ऐसे पिरामिडल शेप बन जाता है. उसमें ऊपर बेस है, ऊपर सुपीरियर सरफेस दैट इज दी बेस और नीचे एपेक्स है. नाउ जो ये पिक्चर है, इट इज दी कट सेक्शन, ट्रांसवर्स सेक्शन ऑफ दी राइट पैरोटिड ग्लैंड. तो ऐसे करके हम जब कट करेंगे, ऐसे करके ये वाला पार्ट फिर देखेंगे तो एग्जैक्टली ऐसा दिखेगा. नाउ दी बॉर्डर्स, अभी 3 सरफेसिस है तो 3 बॉर्डर्स भी हो जाएगी. ये लेटरल सरफेस है और ये एंट्रोमीडियल सरफेस है, तो दोनों के बीच की बॉर्डर हो जाएगी एंटीरियर बॉर्डर. ओके, फिर ये एंट्रोमीडियल सरफेस है और ये पोस्ट्रोमीडियल सरफेस है, तो ये दोनों के बीच की ये बॉर्डर हो जाएगी मीडियल बॉर्डर. और सेम ये लेटरल सरफेस है और ये पोस्ट्रोमीडियल सरफेस है, तो इन दोनों के बीच की बॉर्डर हो जाएगी पोस्टीरियर बॉर्डर. सो 4 surfaces and 3 borders, base, apex. Here you can see this is the lateral or superficial surface, this is the anteromedial surface and this is the postromedial surface. And here you can see this will be the anterior border, this will be the posterior border and this will be the medial border. Now relations of the gland. So हर एक सरफेस के बॉर्डर के रिलेशंस में कौन कौन से स्ट्रक्चर्स उनके आसपास है वो देखेंगे. It overlaps the posterior belly of digastric and adjoining part of the carotid triangle. Carotid triangle that we will discuss later on. So the cervical branch of the facial nerve and 2 divisions of the retromandibular vein emerges through it, means apex के नज़दीक. Here you can see from the picture, this is the apex और आप देखो ये वाली सर्वाइकल ब्रांच ऑफ द फेशियल नर्व है और हियर यू कैन नोटिस 2 divisions of the retromandibular vein. So apex के 2 रिलेशंस हो गए, one is cervical branch of the facial nerve and second is 2 divisions of the retromandibular vein. Then relations of the superior surface means this one. So cartilaginous part of the external acoustic meatus, ये वाला posterior surface of TM joint, meatus के आगे यहाँ पे ही आएगा TM joint. Superficial temporal vessels means superficial temporal artery and vein, here you can see both. Then auriculotemporal nerve, this yellow colored structure, that is the auriculotemporal nerve. So these are the structures in relations with the superior surface or base. So you can remember them by short form CAPS. Okay, C for cartilaginous part of meatus, A for auriculotemporal nerve, P for posterior surface of TMJ, and S for superficial temporal vessels. Then lateral surface means this one जो बाहर से दिखता है. तो सबसे पहले क्या है उसमें skin है. So it is the largest surface covered with the skin. Then अंदर आएगा superficial fascia which contains the greater auricular nerve, then pre-auricular lymph nodes and posterior fibers of the platysma. So ये वाला जो रिफ्लेक्ट कट करके रिफ्लेक्ट किया हुआ है नीचे, that is the platysma. The thick parotid fascia is attached over the gland. Few deep parotid lymph nodes are also present within the gland. So here you can see the nodes are present within the gland. Then relations of the anteromedial surface. So this is the anteromedial surface and these are the relations from above to downward, means from inside to outside. They are stylomandibular ligament, medial pterygoid muscle, posterior border of ramus of mandible, masseter, facial nerve and lateral surface of TM joint. These are these attachments or you can say relations of anteromedial surface. Then relations of the posteromedial surface means this one here from inside to outside. They are carotid sheath with its content of the carotid sheath I have already mentioned. It is the important one-liner or a viva question. If you don't know, you can watch that video of deep cervical fascia again. I have clearly mentioned in detail about them. Styloid process with the muscles attached over it. Then comes facial nerve. Then posterior belly of digastric, mastoid process and sternocleidomastoid. These are the relations over the posteromedial surface. So these are the relations of the all four surfaces and apex. Now the relations over the border. So here you can see this is the anterior border and the relations over the anterior border. Here in the center you can see the parotid duct. Then comes transverse facial vessels, above which you can see a red color transverse facial artery. Behind that there is a vein. Then all 5 terminal branches of facial nerve: temporal, zygomatic, upper lower buccal, marginal mandibular and cervical. Posterior border have only one relation, that is sternocleidomastoid, and medial border have also one relation, that is lateral wall of pharynx. Okay, so these are the relations of borders. You might feel this topic as a lengthy, but
इतनी जल्दी क्या, अभी तो मैंने स्टार्ट किया है.
लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन है भैया, तो लॉन्ग तो होगा ही, मार्क्स भी ज़्यादा मिलने वाले हैं ना. ओके, सो डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट. नाउ द स्ट्रक्चर्स विद इन द ग्लैंड. हमने आगे पीछे ऊपर नीचे क्या है वो देख लिया. अंदर क्या है वो भी आपको सीक्वेंस में याद रखना है. फ्रॉम डीप टू सुपरफिशियल दे आर ऑरिकुलोटेम्पोरल नर्व, एक्सटर्नल कैरोटिड आर्टरी, retromandibular vein and facial nerve. These are the structures situated within the gland. Arteries, they are mainly the external carotid artery is there which passes through the gland and sending some branches. So here over the lower part you can see this is the external carotid artery, and as it passes through the gland it gives the branches like posterior auricular artery, then maxillary artery, superficial temporal artery. The venous drainage of the gland means veins present within the gland. Here you can notice the superficial टेम्पोरल वेन एंड मैक्सिलरी वेन दोनों मिलके बनाती है रेट्रोमैंडिबुलर वेन विच अगेन डिवाइड्स इनटू एंटीरियर एंड पोस्टीरियर डिवीजन। एंटीरियर डिवीजन फेशियल वेन के साथ कंबाइन होकर बनाता है कॉमन फेशियल वेन और पोस्टीरियर डिवीजन पोस्टीरियर ऑरिकुलर के साथ कंबाइन होकर बनाता है एक्सटर्नल जुगुलर वेन। Then the nerves within the gland, the one and only facial nerve enters from behind and comes out through its anterior border and gives its 5 branches. Now the parotid duct, it is also known as the Stensen's duct. It is about 5 centimeter long. Here you can see from the picture, this is the parotid duct. It emerges from the middle of the anterior border of the gland. Anterior border की middle में से develop होता है. It runs forward and downward over the masseter muscle. तो ये जो आपको दिख रहा है उसके नीचे this is the masseter muscle. About a finger breadth below the zygomatic arch. Zygomatic arch से 1 finger नीचे, where it is accompanied by a few nerves and vessels. So जो duct के ऊपर वाली है, you can see so जो duct के ऊपर you can see this is the vessels and nerve, this is also the nerve. तो वो कौन सी है? तो transverse facial vessels and upper buccal branch of facial nerve above and lower buccal branch below. It turns around the anterior border of the masseter where it pierces the buccal pad of fat, buccopharyngeal fascia, buccinator muscle and buccal mucosa. ये चारों चीज को पियर्स करके अंदर चला जाता है. You can see here ये masseter muscle उसके ऊपर से जाके फिर ऐसे टर्न करके अंदर पियर्स कर जाता है. ये चारों चीज़ों को पियर्स करके वो अंदर ओपन होता है. ऊपर it opens into the vestibule of the mouth on a small papilla opposite the second upper molar teeth. Here you can see this is the opening of the parotid duct. Okay, so remember this for the viva or one-liner. Opening of the parotid duct over the vestibule of the mouth opposite the second upper molar teeth. The oblique passage of the duct in the buccinator muscle acts as a valve-like mechanism and it prevents the inflation of the duct during blowing. Duct oblique है तो blowing के लिए responsible कौन सा मसल है? buccinator. तो हम blow करते हैं तो उसमें air नहीं होती है enter because of its oblique passage. The duct can be rolled over the clenched masseter muscle. masseter muscle को clench करेंगे तो उसके ऊपर भी हम उसको duct को रोल कर सकते हैं. और रफली अगर आपको एस्टिमेट लगाना है कि कहाँ पे होगा duct, तो the duct is represented by the middle 1/3 of the line extending from tragus of the auricle to a point midway between ala of nose and upper lip. तो यहाँ पे जो आपको डायग्राम में लाइन दिखाई है ऐसे लाइन ड्रॉ करके उसके अप्रोक्सीमेटली रफली मिडल 1/3 में वो पैरोटिड डक्ट होगा. पैटिस फेशियोवेनस प्लेन वो क्या है? दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द वाइवा एज वेल एज वन लाइनर. तो पैटिस फेशियोवेनस प्लेन इज नथिंग इट्स अ प्लेन बिटवीन द टू पार्ट्स ऑफ द ग्लैंड. सो आपको पिक्चर में दिख रहा है, देखो ये बीच में गैप जैसा दिख रहा है. सो उसके अंदर वाला पार्ट मीन्स डीप पार्ट और उसके बाहर वाला पार्ट मतलब सुपरफिशियल पार्ट. सो इट्स अ गैप और पैसेज बिटवीन दिस सुपरफिशियल एंड डीप पार्ट. So the parotid gland is divided into large superficial and small deep parts or lobes. These lobes are connected by an isthmus of the glandular tissue so that the gland appears H shape. यहाँ पे देखो आपको ये H बनता हुआ दिख रहा है. Okay. So the branches of the facial nerve passes through this isthmus. The plane between superficial and deep lobes in which the nerves and veins lies has been designated by a scientist named Patty as fasciovenous plane. That's why this plane जहाँ से facial nerve pass होती दिख रही है, that is the Patty's fasciovenous plane. Or this plane helps the surgeons to remove the parotid tumor without damaging the nerve. अगर सर्जन को एनाटॉमिकल नॉलेज होगा कि यहाँ पे ये प्लेन आता है जहाँ से फेशियल नर्व पास होती है, तो ही विल बी केयरफुल while dissecting the gland to preserve the facial nerve, injury to the facial nerve. Okay, so this is the Patty's fasciovenous plane. The arterial supply is mainly derived from the external carotid artery with its branches, and venous drainage goes to the retromandibular vein and via there into the external and internal jugular veins. The lymphatic drainage into the superficial and deep parotid nodes, then it goes through the deep cervical lymph nodes. The nerve supply divided into two parts. The sensory, it is derived from the autonomic the nerve supply, it is divided into two parts. The sensory part is derived from the auriculotemporal nerve, while the autonomic part is divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic is derived from the plexus around the middle meningeal artery, while parasympathetic is derived from the otic ganglion. If you want, you can write the whole pathway from where to where inferior salivary nucleus से start होके 9th cranial nerve में जाता है, from where it goes into the tympanic, from where to tympanic plexus to the laser occipitrosal nerve, और वहाँ से वो जाता है otic ganglion में. So the otic ganglion is the main thing that supplies the parasympathetic nerve, and from ganglion it goes to the parotid gland through auriculotemporal nerve. So this is the nerve supply of the parotid gland. Now applied anatomy regarding the gland. Parotid duct, as being a superficial structure, it is very prone to get damaged in injuries and during the surgical procedure over the face. यहाँ पे कोई भी कट वट लग गया तो सुपरफिशियल होने की वजह से कट होने के, इंजरी होने के चांसेस ज़्यादा है. Parotid neoplasm, or you can say malignancy, are very invasive and quickly involve the facial nerve, which ultimately causes the injury to the facial nerve, it causes the facial or Bell's palsy. Infections of the gland results in the painful swelling because of a tight capsule enclosing the gland. I have told you this one, explained you this one in the previous video. If you want, you can watch that video again. So उसकी वजह से वो extend नहीं होने देता और compress करता है nerves को. That's why it is very painful and characterized by pain and fever. The parotid abscess means collection of the pus in the gland may occur by spread of the infections from the oral cavity. क्यों? क्योंकि oral cavity के अंदर उसके duct का opening है. So particularly oral cavity में mainly upper molars में कोई infection हुआ है, so that can spread up to the gland, and it requires the horizontal incision to drain that pus. Fraze syndrome, which is interesting syndrome, it is developed after penetrating injury to the parotid gland, which damages the auriculotemporal and great auricular nerves. इसमें क्या होता है? तो it is characterized by recurrent episodes of localized facial flushing and or sweating. कहाँ पे? तो over the area of the parotid gland in response to gustatory stimuli. तो parotid gland का काम क्या है? To secrete the saliva. तो जब फूड लेते हैं, च्यू करते हैं, उस टाइम पे नर्व्स उसकी जो है वो ऑरिकुलोटेम्पोरल, ग्रेट ऑरिकुलर, वो स्टिमुलेट होके सलाइवेशन करती है. बट अगर कोई पेनिट्रेटिंग इंजरी की वजह से ये दो नर्व इंजर्ड हो गई, तो जब उसका नर्व का रीजनरेशन होगा तो फॉल्टी एक दूसरे के साथ अटैच हो जाएगी. तो एक का काम है वैसोकंस्ट्रिक्शन, तो वैसोकंस्ट्रिक्शन करके वो फेशियल फ्लशिंग कर देगी, इतना एरिया जैसे पिक्चर में दिखाया रेड हो जाएगा. और दूसरा है सिंपैथेटिक स्टिमुलेशन की वजह से स्वेटिंग करती है. तो जब फूड हम चबाते हैं तब इतने एरिया में रेडनेस आ जाती है और स्वेटिंग आ जाती है. Okay, so that is called phrase syndrome, and which is important for the one-liner and viva. Okay, so that is all about the long question parotid gland. Revise this video frequently to understand the topic better. Do practice of all the diagrams in this topic so you can draw them speedily during the exam. So if you like the content of this video, press the like button, subscribe my channel and press the bell icon and share it to your friends. Okay, so see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.